Everybody, this is Cakes, and I hope everyone is doing alright. The patch notes for Path of Exile just released, and I've already seen some reactions online, and while I do understand why everyone is disappointed...
There's a total of one meaningful skill balance change in this entire patch for 3.22.
I, for myself, I'm actually excited to be playing Path of Exile again after such a long break, even though, yes, there are not many changes. The most important part is that we get a lot of support gems, which I'm very excited about, and on top of that, in my opinion, we get a very nice rework on Chieftain, which I'm very excited to be playing. I'm still going to be starting as a raider, and then later on I will definitely try Chieftain for myself to see if I cannot create the most insane tank. Hopefully, maybe even better than Juggernaut. I'm going to give a short review of what I think are the most important changes and which ones I am the most excited about. But I will not go too deep into the Ruthless stuff. If you're looking for that, look somewhere else. The biggest one that I'm most excited about is obviously the new gems. Trauma support is looking very good, you know, support strike skills. This is something that I think I'm going to try, and I can see myself trying it as a Juggernaut as well. On solo self-found hardcore, you get yourself a skill that is doing a lot of physical damage. I don't know if it will cause... I wonder if it stacks with... Let's be honest here. It's going to make Bone Shatter better. Unless Bone Shatter and this Trauma don't stack. But if they stack, then Bone Shatter is just going to be insane. I don't think so though, because it's literally called Trauma. So that basically gives us the opportunity to play other things than just Bone Shatter. And I think I'm gonna try that one as well. So that is one of the big good changes that I like. Like this Volatile gem basically gives you more maximum but less minimum. That one could be interesting too. Basically turning yourself into a lightning rod. Chieftain looks very interesting. You basically get to an 8 link. So let's say you go for maximum physical damage. You get yourself Ancestral Call and Fist of War together. Yeah, and it works with the strike skill. So Chieftain is looking really good. This is clear. This is huge amount of physical damage in single target. And then Explodey Chest for when you're leveling up. 500% of their maximum life as fire damage. That's insane. Then pair that together with the Trauma gem. I think this is looking very interesting. So there's some cool build ideas that you could go here. You could go with Molten Strike. And since Molten Strike converts physical to fire, Trauma works with it too. Even Static Strike could work, but I guess it's not that fun. Like Molten Strike or Infernal Blow, they both look really good. The returning projectiles looks interesting. I wanna try that out on a radar. Playing or like a Deadeye, playing Lightning Arrow and then seeing if I cannot hit the boss twice. I'm gonna have to do some reading whether that is possible or not. Returning projectiles hitting when you have 0 pierce if they hit twice. Like you chain a little bit and then they return. If there's no chaining target, they return back to you, boom, twice damage. That one would be insane. So I'm gonna have to try and to read up on this. This one looks interesting. It turns your attacks into mines. And then when you activate them, they are targeting your location. And so if they work like this, you place them right here, and then you activate them, they fly to you, while the enemies are over here. That is going to suck. So I hope that that is not the case, but we'll have to see how that goes. If not, then this looks very interesting too. Spellblade looks really good. It basically gives you spell damage based on how much damage you have on your weapon. Now we have to still look at how much that is actually in percentage values. But it could be very good. And 2 weapons give you 60%. So that one is very nice. It could potentially be very strong. And then on the Atlas passives, the insane big Explodey one for Expedition is okay. You know, we've seen that. But the one that I find the most interesting is summons 1 to 3 additional bosses. And also modifiers to the final boss in each map also apply to these summoned bosses. This is going to be a lot of loot. Like more loots, more bosses in every map. Sign me up. So that one is very good. Yeah, and then also the master one is very good. You know, 40% chance to contain a random master encounter. 100% of chance to get it after the map is applied to encounter the master now. I would love to not encounter Nico at all and then just have a higher chance of encountering June, because you can still run a bunch of maps and get unlucky and get Nico all the time, and I would hate that, you know. So that one is That one can be very good. June, maximum June. You get like 90% June. Hopefully you get June every map. That would be so cool. The tower one looks interesting. I always like having the towers deal the damage instead of I do. The Tormented Spirit ones, like this one right here, feels like they added passives to this skill tree. Or the passive, Atlas passive tree. Just so you have a reason to use this. So I don't know. I don't like it very much. Could be interesting, but meh. And then another big one that I like a lot is the Legion encounters in your maps have no timer. And then basically, as you break out monsters, they gain Schism. And if you have enough Schism, the encounter will start. So that one is very cool, because you now can choose which ones you want to free. Yeah, and then the rest, Keystone Rotation, that was good. Forbidden Sanction changes. You find a Forbidden Sanction, it's now turned into an item. And then when you complete a floor, you get to play the next floor, because it will spawn you a next item that is just the next floor. Which is cool, which means that you find one Forbidden Tome and you can play an entire Sanctum. You don't have to, you know, collect a bunch of Forbidden Sanctums as you play through the maps, which is really cool. And then they also made it so that in the Sanctum, you now have to kill all of the rare monsters, which I don't like a lot, but I guess some of the rooms will just find the door and be done with it, which basically defeats the entire purpose of a room. Yeah, and then the Atlas changes, they are usually like normal, blah, 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 right? Atlas passive tree changes. Chance to find higher maps, which I like. 1% more. Hey, I take that 1%, right? Better than nothing. And then they add a new cluster to give us even more maps, which is also nice. The one that people will most likely not like a lot is they have nerfed the Timeless Conflict. 5 ways. It's always minimum level 80. Every emblem gives 0.25 and an Unrelenting Timeless Emblem gives 0.5. So you end up at level 85. But again, they still also reduce the increased experience gain from 20% to 10%. So basically 5 ways give you less experience now. And they take longer to do. And they do more damage. I'm okay with that. Because it was very strong. But I know that most people will not like this change. Yeah, and then the change to Tormented Spirits is because of the Tormented Spirit Atlas passive, which I find hopefully is not annoying, that they have less damage taken buff now, and this buff can only be removed by the Tormented Spirit touching other things. What I like again though is that they are more aggressively touching other units, meaning they hopefully possess rare monsters faster now, so we don't have to wait for them to repossess something first and then kill it. Hopefully they do it very fast so we can keep on zooming. Yeah, and then the Guardian Ascendancy balance. I have a feeling he got turned into a weak party version player now, which is sad. I've never been a big Guardian player, so I guess I shouldn't go too deep into it. But essentially, I got the feeling that Guardian got a little bit boring. That's how I see these changes. I'll have to skip this one because I don't know enough about Guardian. Chieftain, on the other hand, looks fucking great. I love the Chieftain changes. You know, and especially what I like the most is this one right here. Level 30 Ancestral Call and level 20 Fist of War. Which basically gives you up to an 8 link. And you have so many build options, especially with this one too. You can't really see it, but you know, trigger level 20 chosen... Towers chosen when you attack with a non-slam or skill. This skill is triggered when you use a slam skill and summon a mirror chieftain who will use that slam skill once before disappearing. So basically a strike skill will cause this to spawn now as well. And then especially the explodey one is very cool. And then for defensive solo self-found, you know, maximum fire resistance applies to cold and lightning. That one is really good. Unfortunately, we don't get maximum fire on the tree here. So we would have to find a way to get maximum fire resistance. It basically enables you to play a bunch of strike skills, you know, paired together with trauma. Ascendant is basically updated with the 2 changes, so nothing new here. And then they fixed the bug of Frigid Wake, but yeah. Passive skill, tree balance, we get more fire stuff next to the Chieftain. And then Anomalous, faster projectiles got gutted on returning projectiles. 60% got turned into 10% because they want you to use the returning projectiles. Support gem. God damn it. So that sucks a bit. Yeah, and other than that, there's not much to talk about. I think the rest is, you know, temporal chains got nerfed a bit. I think the biggest changes are Chieftain. Guardian is something I can't really touch on. And the new support gems. So the new support gems, if you want to play something new, want to do something new, look at the new support gems and incorporate them in your builds. I'm heavily looking at the bow gem, the returning projectiles gem, and definitely the trauma gem. Also very good change, or very good thing is 2 additional essence is back on the table, back on the menu. 2 chaos orbs, very nice. Very good for SSF. I will be playing SSF like I always do, and I love that. I love farming essences and getting myself very good items early on. Not many buffs, unfortunately. Most of the changes or most of the patch notes were Ruthless specific. I'm not going to go into them too much. Basically, everyone gets 2 points, 2 more Ascendancy points, and then all of the Atlas passives, or all of the Ascendancy passives have been nerfed to counteract the 2 points. I'm still happy about the new league, and I hope that the league mechanic will not be boring and give good rewards. We'll have to see how it plays out, and we'll have to see if it's fun. What I find cool about the league mechanic that I didn't touch on at all yet, you can't die. So even you can go big dick, even on solo self-found hardcore. You can go real deep, and you will realize that, oh, I went into deep. Fine, it's okay. I don't die. And the not being able to die part is what I like the most. If you die, then you just lost the rounds, but you're still alive, which, you know, lets me test a lot of defenses while still playing hardcore, which is cool. I like testing things, see how much damage they do. You know, I might waste 1 or 2 league mechanics doing that, but then at least I know, oh, okay, I can tank it or not. And I really like that. That's so cool. I like doing that in SSF as well. If it's not fun, then it's unfortunate. Then I'll have fun probably playing Chieftain and the new returning projectile support gem on Raider. I will be playing Raider. In the next couple of days, I will make a couple of Raider runs. I will try to get to Syrian Exarch and Ita. So if you guys are interested in that, I will do that after the typical stream. I'll see you all tomorrow.